Hi everyone, I welcome you all to the another lecture of this series. Today we will be talking about an important topic. Yes, एक ऐसा मॉलिक्यूल जो आपके ब्लड से लेकर आपके डीएनए तक है और एक ऐसा मॉलिक्यूल जिस पर ब्रेन एक्सक्लूसिवली सरवाइव करता है जिसके बिना आपकी एनर्जी एकदम लो हो जाती है. लेट्स टॉक अबाउट मोनोसेकेराइड्स. तो यस, monosaccharides are called the simple sugars. Why they are called the simple sugars? Because they cannot be broken down into simpler units. They cannot be broken down into simpler units. तो ये सबसे ज्यादा simple हैं. And the term sugar is often commonly applied to the carbohydrates because when the monosaccharides they are dissolved in water, they taste sweet. जिंदगी में मिठास है तो मोनोसेकेराइड्स की वजह से है ना. Okay, so they consist of a single polyhydroxyaldehyde or ketone unit and cannot be hydrolyzed into a simpler form. और basically हम कार्बोहाइड्रेट्स की क्लासिफिकेशन दो तरीके से कर सकते हैं. One is depending upon the number of carbon atom they possess. If there are three carbon atom, we say that the monosaccharide they are trioses. If there are four carbon atom, they are tetroses. If the carbon atom are five, they are pentoses. If the carbon atom are six, they are hexoses, heptoses. All right. Secondly, we can also classify the carbohydrates based on the functional group which is present in the carbohydrate subunit. All right. So if the aldehyde group is present, the monosaccharides, they are termed as the aldoses. And if the keto subunit is present, they are termed as the ketoses. Okay. So let us move on to the important monosaccharides. So here the chart goes. Let's understand that why it is important, because sometimes it is asked that if it is asked name a sugar that is aldotedrose. Okay, so you can say the aldotedrose is erythrose. Name a sugar that is aldotriose. So aldotriose is glyceraldehyde. Name a sugar that is a ketotriose. So ketotriose is dihydroxyacetone. So yes, you can take a screenshot of this table and you can, remember it. All right. So also one thing is more important that कितने कार्बन एटम मिनिमम चाहिए कि मोनोसेकेराइड बन जाए. सो इट टेक्स मिनिमम 3 carbon atoms to form a monosaccharide. To form a monosaccharide. So 3 carbon atoms are required. Minimum of 3 carbon atoms are required to form a monosaccharide. All right. So whenever it comes to monosaccharide, glyceraldehyde is the simplest aldo sugar and dihydroxyacetone phosphate is the simplest keto sugar. Okay. So let us move on to the importance of some certain monosaccharide. We will be starting from the trioses. So trioses, there are 3 carbon atom in the trioses, all right. So one is the glyceraldehyde, that is an aldo sugar, and another one is the dihydroxyacetone, that is the keto sugar. So this is the structure of glyceraldehyde. You can see here are 3 carbon atoms, 1, 2, 3. So it is a triose sugar. And when it comes to the monosaccharide dihydroxyacetone, although there are 1, 2, 3 carbon atoms, but there is a keto group. So this is dihydroxyacetone. So, what is the importance of these sugar? They are the intermediates in the glycolysis. They are the precursors for glycerol, and glycerol is important, and it is required for the formation of phospholipid. So, whenever the phospholipids are formed, so we need glycerol as a precursor. Okay, so moving on to the tetroses, classical example is a D-erythrose, and it is yes intermediate in the carbohydrate metabolism in the HMP shunt pathway. This will be covered in metabolism portion. All right. So pentoses hold a very importance whenever it comes to your DNA, whenever it comes to your RNA. All right. So pentoses are holding, yes, importance. Okay. So now pentoses, ribose, ribulose, xylulose. Okay. So they are important pentoses. These ribose sugar, as you know, it is the important constituent of RNA as well as it is important constituent of DNA. Okay, we know that in DNA the sugar is deoxyribose. Deoxyribose, and in RNA we have the ribose sugar. We have the ribose sugar. Also, these riboses, they are present in the coenzymes such as ATP, NAD, NADP, FAD. Also, there are ribulose, xylulose, which is D-xylulose and L-xylulose. I'll tell you the difference between the D and L later on. Okay, so they are important component of proteoglycan and glycoproteins. And xylulose is also important intermediate in the uronic acid pathway. All right. Now let us talk about the hexoses. So hexoses, whenever it comes to glucose, अभी हम बात कर रहे थे ना, ब्लड से लेकर दिमाग से लेकर इस ग्लूकोज की जरूरत सबको है. ठीक है. तो अब ग्लूकोज की अगर हम बात करते हैं, इट इज द मेन body sugar and the main energy source for almost all the tissues, especially brain. Brain exclusively survives on the glucose. And if we are taking another monosaccharides, another hexoses in diet, such as fructose, such as galactose, they are converted to glucose. So that means this glucose, this hexose, this glucose, it is the main energy source for human body, the primary energy source, you can say. All right. Next is the mannose, which is important component of the glycoproteins. All right. Okay. So heptoses, and it is the intermediate in the pentose phosphate pathway. Okay.